Conway here from Christianity Still Makes Sense and Cross-Examined. I want to share with you 7 practical ways to help doubters through doubt. First, if someone reaches out to you asking for help, validate the courage it took to ask for help. Regrettably, sometimes people don't know where to turn when they're battling doubt. More regrettably, some Christians have been taught to never doubt. But think about it. Unexpressed doubt is still doubt. Therefore, isn't it better to have expressed doubt that can at least be addressed than for someone to suffer from unexpressed doubt? It's hard to address what's unexpressed, and unexpressed doubt doesn't go away just because the doubter remains silent. That said, next time a doubter expresses doubt to you, consider it a tremendous honor that someone was willing to be vulnerable enough to entrust you with a piece of his or her heart. Second, realize that Christians aren't immune to doubt. Doubt doesn't discriminate. Doubt isn't a Christian problem. It's a human problem. And in the absence of certainty, the question remains, which worldview best closes the doubt gap? To walk away from Christianity is to only walk into another worldview, all too ready to greet you with a new set of doubts. As I've often said, if Adam and Eve could doubt in paradise, how much more are we susceptible to doubting in Paradise Lost? Doubt is no stranger to the characters in the Bible either. It's replete with them, from Adam and Eve to Abraham to the psalmist to Habakkuk to Zechariah to John the Baptist to Thomas and many others. Third, don't underestimate the angst doubters feel by not sensing God's presence. Doubt unsettles us, and that's no way to live. Without resolve, doubts eventually lead to a crisis of belief. It's hard to feel comfort during a crisis, but it's also hard to not end up in a crisis if we always expect comfort. When doubters doubt, comfort turns to discomfort, peace turns to panic, calm turns to chaos, clarity turns to confusion. We go from sensing God's presence to wondering if He's present at all. And that's all part of the agony for the doubter. We can't underestimate the existential pain the doubter experiences. The person who walks away from Christianity without first feeling flayed through the process of doubt is a person who never had an intimate relationship with Christ to begin with. You won't find the true Christian celebrating his doubts. No, he will loathe them. Fourth, identify the type of doubt inflicting the doubter. When it comes to doubt, there are different types of doubts. There are moral doubts, emotional doubts, spiritual doubts, volitional doubts, intellectual doubts. And when you think about intellectual doubts, we need to realize that, hey, one's doubts can often turn suspicious and skeptical of one truly being able to resolve them. While there's nothing wrong with a little skepticism, we want the right kind of skepticism. When our skepticism causes us to be skeptical of truth, then we should be skeptical of our skepticism. Understand the toll doubt can take on one's mental health. When it comes to doubt, there is a certain personality type that can receive an extra barrage of jabs in the doubt ring. I'm referring to the obsessive analyzer. Typically, this person has OCD tendencies that attach to the doubter, which becomes brutal to ward off. While some people are analytical, they can unlock from their thoughts, and others might be obsessive, but it doesn't necessarily show up in the form of existential doubts. The doubter with this personality makeup should seek out therapy to treat the underlying issue of OCD contributing to his doubt. Here's the issue. Often the obsessive analyzer demands certainty, but demanding certainty is a fool's errand. Why demand something we can never obtain? If there is one thing we can all be certain of, it's that no one can be certain about all the details of anything. Confidence, not certainty, is what we are looking for. And confidence is strengthened by considering the evidence Christianity has on offer. Sixth, be ready to point doubters to a solid Christian community. Sadly, this type of community is hard to come by in many churches, and bouncing one's doubts off the wrong person may turn out to be a demoralizing experience, especially if the person ridicules or shames the believer for having doubts. A better posture is empathetic listening while validating the pain the doubter is experiencing. If you don't know what to say, no problem. Just be a friend that walks alongside the doubter. Make no mistake, some doubt is so severe that it will require qualified experts to walk with the doubter through the complexities of one's doubts. That's why pastors must figure out a process to help doubters, while also having some solid key leaders who are apologetically equipped and relationally tactful to help doubters navigate their way out of the labyrinth of doubt. Seventh, help the doubter refuse to throw in the towel. I can attest that my own doubts brought me to the breaking point, landing me a seat in counseling, along with a prescription in hand for antidepressants. Suicidal ideation was no stranger, but in the end, neither was God. Fortunately, He would see me through. When I reflect on that season all these years later, I stand amazed at God's faithfulness to guide me home again. And today, I can honestly say that I am no longer inflicted by doubts, nor do I panic when a doubt comes my way. Even more, I can now see the value these doubts produced in my life by giving me greater empathy for doubters, while also allowing me to write 2 books birthed out of my despair. These books are Doubting Toward Faith, published in 2015, and Does Christianity Still Make Sense?, coming April 2024. While I couldn't give a full-on explanation to anybody for the deadline of when doubt will come to an end, I can assure you this: if you refuse to throw in the towel, God will bring you out the other side even stronger. For more content like this, be sure to check out crossexamine.org and Christianity Still Makes Sense, our YouTube channel, and subscribe. Till next time.